Students, welcome to my video number 53, and we are going to continue with this lesson. Half we had already done. Now let us see what happens next. So we know that this is just a journey through Tibet, through monasteries, and the character Debu is the one who has come to this place for the first time, and there are other people with him like Kalyan Singh, who is already aware about Buddhist culture and the traditions and many things about them. Even Sonu is aware of these things related to them. Only Debu we find to be unaware and new to the place. So this we had done, and we also saw that he went to visit the prayer room where the Lama was there, a young boy, and when he saw Lama, he was little surprised to see that such a small boy, such a young boy was taking the position of a Lama there. So this we had done. And let us continue. Also, we must recall that Debu was little upset and worried about that he didn't bring any gift for the Lama, and the Lama might get annoyed with Debu. So these thoughts were there in his mind when he bowed down in front of the Lama to pay respect to him. And when he bowed down, he was carrying a top in his pocket. The top which was given by his friend Hayat, and seeing that top, what happened, like we just did till here, let us see what happened when that top fell down from his pocket. Debu froze, then grabbed the top, but when he glanced up apologetically, he saw the little Lama's black eyes glittering with excitement. Now first Debu got frightened. He got scared that now what will happen in front of Lama. That toy fell down from his pocket, so he got little scared. Then he grabbed the top. But when he glanced, means when he gave a look to Lama, the look was apologizing, means he was feeling sorry with his looks. But when he saw the little Lama's black eyes glittering with excitement, means he was excited seeing that toy, because we know he was a small boy, a young boy, and a young boy would always get excited seeing toys. So he was excited seeing that. Immediately he picked up the top and offered it to him. Now Debu understood that the Lama liked that toy, and so he just offered that toy, the top, to the Lama. The Lama flashed him a delighted smile. He got very happy. The Lama got very happy receiving such a nice gift from Debu. Debu bowed again and stepped back. Now he was little relieved that finally he was able to give something to the Lama about which he was worried throughout. He was relieved, and after that the others presented Lama with strips of silk, dried fruits and sweets. So we get to see that which different kind of gifts they offered to the Lama. Strips of silk, that is the piece of cloth of silk, dried fruits and sweets. These are the different gifts that are given by the people to the Lama. The Lama blessed them, that is, he gave his blessings to them very seriously. Now this is mentioned here very seriously, because such a young boy blessing such big elder people, that was something like surprising to the narrator and to the narrator. So this is why this is mentioned here very seriously. He blessed them, and the monk placed strips of silk around their necks and gave Kalyan a leather pouch containing butter. So the monk, he in return gave these Debu and his friends strips of silk around their necks, and he gave Kalyan Singh a leather pouch containing butter. Then he poured tea from a silver kettle into the cups they carried in their waist bags. So this we see, this is the tradition of the monks. Among the monks, they used to offer tea from a silver kettle into the cups they carried in their waist bags. Means the worshipper, they carry the cups in their waist bags, and the tea, that is, tea is given by the monks into these cups. These could be the blessing from the monks and from the Lama. The Lama said politely in his fluty voice, "Is all well in your country? Is your ruler well?" So Lama said politely, the Lamas are very polite people. So he very politely in a fluty voice. Fluty means the sound that is given by a flute, very sweet sound. So he said in a very sweet voice, "Is all well in your country? Is your ruler well?" This he asked from Kalyan Singh. Kalyan Singh replied on their behalf in the affirmative. Affirmative means in positive. That means he must have replied that yes, all is well in my country. As Debu sipped the salted butter tea, so this is what we see. What do they offer the people? What do they offer the worshippers? Salted butter tea. He wondered if he should ask about his father. Now this thought was still there in his mind to ask about his father from the Lama. Then he dismissed the thought. The Lama's questions seemed routine, means the questions that are put forward in front of Lamas are routine questions. That is something asked by people often. He didn't want to make things awkward by asking questions for which there might be no answers. So we see that Debu is quite intelligent here. He knows that Lamas answer the questions which are regularly asked to them. Now something of this type, the Lama may not like it and it may create an embarrassing situation for the Lamas. So he didn't want to do that. So he thought of not asking about his father. Debu turned to have a last glimpse of the monastery as they left. Now the time for them to leave the place, he just gave a last to have a last glimpse of monastery. He turned. Waves of sonorous sound swept the air as the monks began to play the trumpets in homage to the setting sun. Its rays lit up the gilded roof dramatically. So what all he saw and heard? He heard the sonorous sound swept the air. Sonorous means the ringing sound, the ringing of that gong which they use in their worship. So the sound was there in the air, and the monks began to play the trumpets. The sound of trumpets was there in homage to the setting sun. That means in the evening they were offering this prayer to the setting sun. Its rays lit up the gilded roof dramatically. Gilded means the golden roofs. It could be either made of gold or could be a coat given of golden shade. The Lama, so these rays were lighting up the golden roof, means it was sparking, it was shining, and it was looking very beautiful. The Lama seemed pleased with your gift, Sonam Darka said. That tall man was his father. So he informed Debu that the man who was standing beside the Lama was his father. What else would a child be happy with? Trilok burst out scornfully. Trilok Singh. So we see another character here, Trilok Singh. He burst out scornfully. Scornfully means with disrespectfully. He said in disrespectful manner, what else would a child be happy with? So we see that these are contracted forms given here. Means he hurriedly said that, or maybe there was some speak disorder, but that we get to see later when he's saying any dialogue. It's given in normal. So we can make out that it's just because hurriedly he said that. So these words are given in contracted form. What else would a child be happy with? So he said that he is a child. So why won't he be happy with a toy? He is back to being his normal mean self, Debu thought. Now Trilok had not been talking much, but when he said this, Debu felt good that Trilok is coming back to his normal self. Ever since he had nearly fallen off the mountain, Trilok had been quiet and withdrawn. Means there must have been some incident with Trilok where he had fallen off the mountain, and that shock of it had not been out of his mind. That's why he had been quiet and withdrawn. So this Debu finds here that Trilok is trying to come back to normalcy. That's why he's saying such thing. He's trying to behave normally. He had kept his distance from Debu, and this Trilok had not been very friendly with Debu, though Debu has noticed him turn a surly eye on him now and again. So there was some misunderstanding could be there, for which Trilok was not very comfortable in front of Debu, and he had kept distance from him. Distance means he was not very friendly with Debu. Now the reason we are not aware of, let us see now. He is no ordinary child, Kalyan Singh said with a warning frown. Now Kalyan Singh did not like this sentence said by Trilok, that what else would a child be happy with. He got little angry, annoyed with that statement, and he said in reply, and that was little harsh, means he was little angry in his tone when he said, he is no ordinary child, Kalyan Singh said with a warning frown. Warning frown means he did not like the thing said by Trilok. He is a Lama. He turned to Debu. I was going to hand you the scarf to give him. It struck me just then that you may not have brought anything. So he just gives his his side of thing, that he was thinking about giving a scarf to him so that he could present it to the Lama. So this is all. But Kalyan Singh, we see that he reacted little angrily to the thing said by Trilok. He did not like that statement. Trilok Singh snorted, and Debu's and Sonam's face reddened with anger. Now Trilok snorted, and Debu and Sonam did not like the way Kalyan Singh replied, or Kalyan Singh said to Trilok. So they got little angry. Sonam was about to say something when Kalyan Singh spoke. First, you behaved foolishly on the way to the pass and endangered others' lives. So Kalyan Singh said the thing that happened before this, the lesson which we know, which is given here. What happened before that, he is talking about it, which we are not much aware of. So let us see what is he saying. First, you behaved foolishly on the way to pass and endangered others' lives. This is not given in the lesson, and now you are you are being disrespectful. So this he is again saying to Trilok Singh. He went on, we have always honored the Lamas, worshipped the Buddha, and been rewarded with his blessings. So this is said by Kalyan Singh. That means he is very angry with Trilok. Yes, Jeevan added, you will bring bad luck to us with this behavior. Another character we see here, Jeevan. He is also in favor of Kalyan Singh. I will say that what I want, Trilok said defiantly and stomped off. Defiantly means he defied himself and he went off. The others gazed after him, anxious frowns wrinkling their brows. Others means all Debu and Sonam. They all gazed after him. Gazed means they looked after him when he left the place. They were looking after him, anxious frowns wrinkling their brows. Debu found it hard to sleep that night. Questions crowded his mind. They would be in Ghatok soon. Suppose he could not trace his father. So we get to see that he is trying to find where his father is, and the well-being about his father. So he was little worried, and he could not sleep because the next day they were going to leave that place. No, he squashed down the thought. I definitely will. So he was just pushing him into this, that he must try to find out about his father. The money bag felt like a lump of iron digging into his belly as he tossed and turned. So he had kept some money bag with him, and he felt it was very heavy. It felt like a lump of iron digging into his belly. It was in his pocket, so he was just feeling heaviness of that money bag It felt so uncomfortable that he decided to untie it and place it under the rolled up old shawl that was his pillow. So at that moment he realized he was like feeling uncomfortable because of the money bag. So he just put it under his pillow. The pillow was an old shawl. So after doing that, what happened? Let's see. Since this is a part of a book, Karava to Tibet, so many things are unanswered, but we have to just see the important things here. Perhaps the same restlessness made him come awake in the middle of the night. What restlessness? The thought of finding the well-being of his father and also that money bag. These two things were making him awake in the middle of the night. No, it was something pressing on his chest, almost suffocating him. A terrifying thought coursed through his mind. Now he was like feeling that was there any robber nearby? He could hear a jogged, repetitive sound, someone breathing heavily close by. Now he got a little scared. He could hear some breathing sound, heavy breathing sound nearby. But he had heard that robbers never came silently. They let out fierce cries to terrorize their prey and fired their guns. So this is something said about the robbers in these hill places, and they let out fierce cries. These robbers, when they come, they don't come silently. This is the belief. And they terrorize the people. They make different sounds and they fire guns.